19. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity, than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Also that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. The foolishness of man perverts his ways, and his heart fretteth against the Lord. Wealth making many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursues them with his words, yet they don't want him. And he that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant have rule over princes. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is a dew upon the grass. A foolish son is a calamity of his father, and contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. House and riches are inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and in idle soul shall suffer hunger. He that keepeth commandments keepeth his own soul, but he that despiseth his way shall die. He that has pity upon the poor lendeth to the Lord, and that what he paid he will pay him again. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if you deliver him, yet you must do it again. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. The desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than the liar. The fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that has it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. A slothful man hides his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one that has understanding, and he will understand knowledge. He that wasteth his father, and chaseth away his mother, is a son that causeth shame and bringeth reproach. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causes to err from the words of knowledge. An ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the break of fools. 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is a raging, and whatsoever is deceived thereby is not wise. The fear of a king is as the roaring of a lion. Whoso provoketh him to anger sinneth against his own soul. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be manly. The sluggard will not plow but the reason of a colt, therefore shall he beg in harvest, and have nothing. Counsel in the heart of a man is like a deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Most men will proclaim every one of his goodness, but a faithful man who can find? The just man walketh in his integrity, his children are blessed after him. A king that sitteth in a throne and in judgment scatters away all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am pure from my sin? Divers weight and divers measures both of them are like abomination to the Lord. Even a child is known by his doing, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. The hearing ear and the seeing eyes, the Lord has made even both of them. Love not sleep, lest you come to poverty. Open your eyes, and you shall be satisfied with bread. It is not, says the buyer. But when he is gone his way, then he boasteth. There is a gold in a multitude of rubies, but the lips of a knowledge are a precious jewels. Take his garment at a surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth shall be filled with gravel. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make a war. He that goes about as a talebearer revealeth the secret. Therefore meddle not with him that flatters with his lips. Whoso curses his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. The inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Say not, though I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save you. Divers wait are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good. Men's going are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? It is a snare to a man who devours that which is holy, and after vows to make inquiry. A wise king scattereth the wicked, and bringeth the will over them. The spirit of a man is a candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upholden by mercy. The glory of a young man is their strength, and the beauty of the old man is gray hair. The blueness of a wound cleanses away evil, so do stripes the inward part of the belly. 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water he turneth it whatsoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord ponders the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. An high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteous, but of every one that is hasty only to want. The getting of the treasures by lying lips is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek that. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, because they refuse to do judgment. The way of a man is froward and strange, but as for a pure his way is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a white house. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When he scorners is punished, is the simple made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considers his house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whosoever stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in secret pacifies anger, and a reward in a bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The man that wanders out of the way of understanding shall remain in a congregation of the dead. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for their pride. It is better to dwell in a wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. There is a treasure to be desired and oil in a dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that follows after righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whosoever keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in a proud wrath. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination, how much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. A wicked man hardens his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his ways. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, no counsel against the Lord. The horses prepare against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. 22. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and poor have this in common: the Lord is maker of them all. A prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches, and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. He that does keep his soul shall be far from them. Train up a child in a way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. He that has a bountiful eyes shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. Cast out a scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. He that loveth pureness of a heart, for the grace of his lips the king shall be his friend. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge, and he overthrows the words of the transgressor. The slothful man says, There is a lion without, I shall be slain in the streets. The mouth of a strange woman is a deep pit. He that abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. He that oppresses the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Bow down your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For it is pleasant things if you keep them with fear. They shall withhold be lifted in thy lips. That thy trust may be in the Lord, I have made known to thee this day, even to thee. Have not I written to thee excellent things in counsel and knowledge, that I may make thee known the certainty of the words of truth, that thou mightst answer the words of the truth to them that send unto thee. Rob not the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate, for the Lord will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoil them. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man you shall not go, lest you learn his ways and get a snare to your soul. Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are surety for death. If thou hast nothing to pay, why should he take away your bed from under you? Remove not the ancient landmark which thy father hath set. Seest thou a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before the kings. He shall not stand before the mean man. 23. When you sit as to eat with a ruler, consider diligently that what is before you, and put a knife to your throat, if you are man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his delicacies, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves a wings, they fly away as an eagle toward the heaven. Eat thou not the bread with him that has an evil eye, neither desire you his dainty meat. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, he said to you, but his heart is not with you. The morsel which you have eaten, you shall vomit it up, and lose thy sweet words. Speak not in the ears of the fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Remove not the old mark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless. For their Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with you. Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the word of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if you beatest him with a rod, he shall not die. You shall beat him with a rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell. My son, if your heart be wise, my heart shall rejoice, even mine. Yes, my reign shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. Let not thy heart envy sinners, but be thou in fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among wine bibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with the rags. Hearken unto your father that begot you, and despise not your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and sell it not, also wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that bare thee shall rejoice. My son, give me your heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lies in wait as for the prey, and she increased the transgressors among the men. Who has a vow? Who has a sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has a babbling? Who has a wounds without cause? Who has a redness of an eye? They that tarry long at wine, they that go seek mixed wine. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it gives his color in a cup, when it moves itself aright. At least it's beaten like a serpent, and straightened like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thine heart shall utter perverse things. Yet thou shalt be as he that lies down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lies upon the top of a mast. They have stricken me, shall you say, and I was not sick. They have beaten me, and I felt it not. When shall I awake, that I will sink another drink? 24. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studies destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Through the wisdom is the house is builded, and by understanding it is established. And by the knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yes, the man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel you shall make your war, and in a multitude of counselors there is a safety. Wisdom is too high for a fool, he opens not his mouth in the gate. He that desires to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. He that thought of foolishness is a sin, and the scorner is abomination to man. If you faint in a day of adversity, thy strength is small. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn to death, and those that are ready to be slain, if thou sayest, Behold, we knew it not, does not he ponders the heart considers it? And he that keepeth thy soul, does not he know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? My son, eat the honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to your taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be in your soul, when you hast found it. Then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Lay not and wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. For a just man falleth 7 times, and rises up again. But the wicked shall fall into mischief. Rejoice not when your enemy falleth, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles. Lest the Lord see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Fret not yourself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. For their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knows the ruin of them both? These things also belong to wise. It is not good to have respect of person in judgment. He that says unto the wicked, You are righteous, for him shall people curse. Nations shall abhor him. But to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them. Every man shall kiss his lips that giveth the right answer. Prepare your work without, and make it fit for yourself in the field, and afterwards build your house. Be not a witness against your neighbor without cause, and deceive not with your lips. Say not, I will do unto him as so he is done to me. I will render to the man according to his work. I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it well. I look upon it and receive instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. 25. These are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the man of Hezekiah king of Judah copied out. It is the great glory of God to conceal us things, but the honor of kings is to search out the matter. The heavens for a height, and the earth for deeps, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. Take away the dross from a silver, and there shall come forth vessel for the finer. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. Put not forth yourself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of a great man. For it is better that he said to you, Come up higher, than you should be put lower in the presence of the prince, whom your eyes have not seen. Go not hastily to strife, lest thou know not what to do at the end thereof. When thy neighbor has put thee to shame, debate your cause with your neighbor for himself, and discover not a secret to another. Let he that hears it put thee to shame, and thy infamity turn not away. A word fitly spoken is like an apple of gold in the pictures of silver. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is the wise reprover unto obedient ear. As the call of a snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him. For he refreshes the soul of his masters. Whoso boasteth himself of a false gift is like a cloud and a wind without rain. By long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bond. Hast thou found honey, eat so much as sufficient for you, lest you be filled with it and vomit it. Withdraw thy food from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of you, and so hate you. A man that bears false witness against his neighbor is a maul, and a sword at the sharp arrow. Confidence is in an unfaithful man in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth, and a foot out of joint. As he that taketh away a garment is a cold weather, and as a vinegar upon nitre, so is he that sinneth son to a heavy heart. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Lord shall reward you. The north wind driveth away rain, so does an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a white house. As cold water to a thirsty soul, so is the good news from a far country. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is a troubled fountain and corrupt spring. It is not good to eat much honey, for so man to search their own glory is not glory. He that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. 26. As the snow in the summer and as the rain at harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. As the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse without cause shall not stand. A whip for the horse, a bridle for a donkey, and a rod for the fool's back. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you also be like unto him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet and drinketh damage. The legs of the lame are not equal, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. As a thorn goes up into the hand of a drunkard, so is a parable in the mouth of a fool. The great God that formed all things both rewarded the fool and rewarded transgressors. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so is the fool returneth to his folly. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope for a fool than for him. The slothful man says, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon the hinges, so does the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom, and grieveth at him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than the 7 men that can render a ransom. He that passes by and meddles with strife belongs not to him, is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man that deceiveth his neighbor and says, Am I not in the sport? Where no wood is, there is the fire goes out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceases. As coals are of burning coals, and a wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of the talebearer are the wounds, and they go down into innermost part of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissemblers with his lips, and lieth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there is a 7 abomination in his heart. Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. 27. Boast not yourself for tomorrow, for you knowest not what day might bring forth. Let another man praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a full wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but whoso able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than the secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The full soul losses an honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wanders far from her nest, so is the man that wanders from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so does the sweetness of a man friend, by hearty counsel. Thine own friend and thy father friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of the calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than the brother far off. My son, be wise, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foresees the evil and hide himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesses his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are like. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand which bewares itself. Iron sharpened iron, so a man sharpened the countenance of his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in word of face answered to face, so the heart of man to man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of men are never satisfied. As the fine pot for a silver, and the furnace for gold, so is the man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar, among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and thus the crown endure to every generation. He appears, and the tender grass shows itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field, and thou shalt have goats milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance for thy maintenance. 28. The wicked flee when no man pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. For the transgression of a land many are the princes thereof, but by a man of understanding and knowledge the state thereof shall be prolonged. A poor man that oppresses the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaveth no food. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness, than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous man shameth his father. He that by usury and unjust gain increases his substance, he shall gather it for him that hath pity on a poor. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. Whoso causes the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in possession. The rich man is a wise in his own conceit, but the poor that has understanding searches him out. When righteous men do rejoice, there is a great glory, but when the wicked arise, a man hide himself. He that covers his sins shall not prosper, but whosoever confesses and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Happy is the man that fears always, but he that hardens his heart shall fall into mischief. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. The prince that wanteth understanding is also a great oppressor, but he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days. A man that doeth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit, let not man save him. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be safe, but he that is perverse in his way shall fall at once. He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that follows after a vain person shall have poverty enough. A faithful man shall abound with blessing, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. To have respect of the person is not good, for a piece of bread that man will transgress. He that hasteth to be rich has the evil eye, and considers not that poverty shall come upon him. He that rebuketh a man afterward shall find more favor than he that flatters with his tongue. Whoso robbers his father or his mother, and says, It is not transgression, the same is companion of a destroyer. He that is of a proud heart stir up strife, but he that putteth his trust in the Lord shall be made fat. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whosoever walks wisely, he shall be delivered. He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many curses. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. 29. He that being often reproved harden his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoices in his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots spendeth his substance. The king by judgment established the land, but he that receives gifts overthroweth. A man that flatters his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. The righteous consider the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. Scornful man bringeth city into snare, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man considers with a foolish man, where he rage or laugh, there is no rest. The bloodthirsty hate their pride, but the just seek his soul. A fool utters all his mind, but a wise man keepeth in it till afterwards. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. The poor and deceitful man meet together. The Lord lightens both their eyes. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous shall see their fall. Correct your son, and he shall give you rest. Yes, he shall give delight to your soul. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. A servant will not be corrected by words, for though he understandeth, he will not answer. Seest thou a man that hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall have him become his son at the land. An angry man stir up the strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Whosoever is partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He hears cursing and bewares it not. The fear of a man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the rule of favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to a just, and he that is upright in a way is abomination to the wicked. 30. The words of Agur the son of Jacob are the prophecy, the man speaking to Atiel, even unto Etiel and Ukal. Surely I am more brutish than any man, and have not the understanding of a man. I neither learn wisdom nor have knowledge of the holy. Who has ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who has gathered the winds in his fist? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if you can tell? Every word of God is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove you, and thou be found a liar. Two things that have I required of you. Deny me not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with the food convenient for me. Lest if I will be full, I deny you, and say, Who is the Lord? Or lest if I be poor and steal, and take the name of my God in vain? Accuse not the servant unto his master, lest he curse you, and you be found guilty. There is a generation that curses their father, and does not bless their mother. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. There is a generation, oh how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are a sword, and their jaws teeth as a knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. The horse leash has 2 daughters, crying, "Give and give." There are 3 things that are never satisfied. Yes, 4 things say not is enough. The grave, the barren womb, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that says not it's enough. The eyes that mocketh his father, and despises to obey his mother. The ravens of valley shall pick it out, and the young eagle shall eat it. There be 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yes, 4, which I know not: the way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon the rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. Such is the way of adulterous woman. She eateth and wipes her mouth and says, I have done no wickedness. For 3 things the earth disquiet, and 4 which it cannot bear: for a servant when he reigns, for a fool when he is filled with meat, for an odious woman when she is married, and in a handmaid that is ruling over her mistress. There be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their bed in the summer. The conies are but a feeble flock, yet they make their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The spider taketh hold with her hands, and eateth in the king's palaces. There be 3 things which go well, yea, 4 are comely in going: a lion, which is strongest among the beasts, and turneth not away for any; a greyhound, and he goat also; and a king against whom there is no rising up. If thou have done foolishly, lifting up yourself, or if you hast thought evil, lay your hand upon your mouth. Surely the churning of a milk bringeth forth butter, and the wringing of a nose bringeth forth blood. So the forcing of a ruff bringeth forth strife. 31st. The words of the king Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What, my son? And what, the son of my womb? And what, the son of my vows? Give not your strength to women, nor thy ways to those who destroyed the kings. It is not for a king's, O Lemuel, it is not for a king's to drink wine, nor for a princess strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and a wine unto those that be a heavy heart. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open your mouth for a dam in a cause of all such as appointed to destruction. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and the needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above the rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like a merchant ship, she bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and some portion for her maidens. She considereth the field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with a strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goes not out by night. She lies her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold a distaff. She stretches out her hands to the poor, yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself covering of tapestry, her clothing is the silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivers girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are in her clothing, and she shall rejoice in a time to come. She opened her mouth with the wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to her ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up, and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but you excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates.